How are we doing, YouTube? It's your friendly gamer, SmartEntity here. So today I'm going to talk about the new update 13.3 weapons, the Angstrum and the Sybaris. Now, the Angstrum is basically, your sort of top tier sidearm now with regard to defense. This is definitely a very strong weapon, so I've just leveled it to rank 30 right now. There's no formers put in. I've just put in the gas elemental with barrel diffusion, lethal torrent, and a max hornet strike. Now this weapon is definitely top tier, but its usability or application is slightly limited. I will say this weapon is sort of designed for infested defense or defense in general. It's really good against infested because they tend to cluster, and as you can see, a single sort of charge shot pretty much kills everything in the cluster. Now this weapon's firing mechanism is quite unique. So basically, without any sort of additional magazine increases, you get 3 shots. So you can either choose to fire 1 shot, or you can choose to fire 2 shots, or you can choose to fire 3 shots. So I've just done 3 single shots there. Now I'll attempt to do a double shot. So that was a double shot, and now I'll do a all out. Yeah, so basically because I got lethal torrent and barrel diffusion, it is firing a lot of rockets. I remember when with the Gradivis dilemma, they were saying they're gonna release the hand cannons. Those I wouldn't really consider hand cannons. This is what I would consider a hand cannon or a hand grenade launcher. Hand rocket launcher, and it does release a lot of rockets. It almost feels like it's a artillery weapon where you are just firing entire clips as a single round. So the fire mechanism is actually also quite unique with this weapon with regard to split shot. Basically, what I mean by that is if you don't have any multi-shot in there, it'll fire a single shot with extremely high accuracy. But if you have, say, a single barrel diffusion in there and you're firing just a single shot, i.e. 2 rockets, it'll actually disperse. So what I mean by that is, say, if you see where my pointer is, it's here, right? So if I were to fire a single shot with just a barrel diffusion, it tends to fire 2 rockets here and here, right? So nothing in the middle. So basically the fire mechanism is actually spread out. So this weapon, because of its extremely high spread, it's not really good for, long distance or even slightly long mid-distance. It's really just meant for short to mid-range. But having said that, it's not good for short range because you will just end up killing yourself. So ideally, where you want to use this weapon is you want to go up on a high ground where enemies can't reach you, and then you want to shoot at the pot when there's a lot of enemies, and that pretty much just kills everything there. I can definitely see this weapon going up to your sort of wave 200, 300, infested dark sector defense. That's definitely not a problem. But I, definitely wouldn't recommend using this weapon solo on things like exterminate missions, because you just risk killing yourself, especially against infested where they run up to you, and if the detonation is too close to you, you will just pretty much die. So this weapon is definitely worth a catalyst, definitely worth those 5 formers. And I'll jump into sort of, a quick talk about modding quickly soon. And I guess I'll just quickly mention the Sybaris as well. Basically, this weapon is a rifle. So as a rifle, let's compare to the MK1 Brayton or the normal Brayton. I would say this weapon would easily be, say, 10-20 times stronger than your MK1 Brayton. But having said that, I would say it's the same tier as the MK1 Brayton. And what that means is basically this weapon is good for one thing, and that's for mastery ranks. I've got it at level 20 right now. I haven't put a catalyst in. I'm not going to. I'm definitely not going to waste any format in this weapon. Basically, the way I look at this game is there are different mission types, right? And for each type of mission, there's usually a good weapon that you want to use for those kind of weapons. Now, there isn't a single mission type where the Sybaris is better than all other weapons in this game, right? If you look at the Bolter Prime, I would say, as far as application goes, the Border Prime is better than this weapon all round, right? It's just a direct better version of this weapon. Don't get me wrong, they're completely different weapons other than the fact they're a rifle, but for application wise, the Border Prime is just all round better. So, I'm gonna level this up to 30, and then it's just going into the sort of cupboard, never to be used again, just to be sold once the Vandal, Prime, Wraith, or whatever advanced version comes out. So yeah, that is the Sybaris for you. Alright guys, so this is the build I used in that gameplay clip. Basically, this weapon is definitely worth your catalyst, definitely worth 5 formers to get that optimized max build. I'm not going to talk about modding because, you mod this weapon same as your Brack, same as pretty much all your other sidearms. And I've said, talked about modding in my optimized modding video already. One thing I will mention, however, is this weapon probably will benefit from a quick draw. So usually what I do is, you have your Max Hornet Strike, Barrel Diffusion, and Lethal Torrent, and then I put in my 3 rank 11 bar elementals, and then I put in an Ice Storm, and then one of the Ethereal or Tethra mods, so either Pestilence or Jolt, depending on, what kind of mission or race I'm facing. So I might take out one of the Ethereal mods or Ice Storm, again, depending on faction you're facing, to put in that quick draw. Because, like I was saying before, this weapon is the best for, well, best sidearm anyway, for your sort of, long defense mission types. So, say past, wave 100, those ancients do take a bit to kill, even with Molecular Prime. So, having that quick draw, increasing that DPS, increasing that fire rate, definitely do help a bit. And especially at that point, you want to, do that kind of charged whole magazine attack. So, after each shot, you want to reload. Yeah, so that's pretty much the only difference I would say with regard to modding this sidearm. Yeah, so I mean that's pretty much your sort of update 13.3 new weapons. I just want to quickly mention that Nyx has changed a bit, but as far as gameplay wise, she has changed a lot. Nyx has always been one of the sort of good frames to use, and with this new update, how they changed Absorb, how they allow you to toggle on off Absorb now, makes Nyx extremely fun to play. I've just chucked in my second former. I will do a sort of specialized build episode on Nyx shortly, so please stay tuned. Also, I just want to quickly mention, some of you may be directed here from Reddit or the Warframe forum. I sometimes do post there. But if you guys do have any questions or comments for me, please leave it in my YouTube channel. If you have a look at my YouTube channels, I usually answer every question that subscribers or viewers leave. But if you leave it in the forums, I usually don't check back there, so I won't be able to help you guys out. Alright guys, please like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Cheers.